Welcome to Healthy Talks with my healthcare lady, Letitia Jackson. And I have today my wonderful husband, Darnell Jackson.
That's me.
To be my co-host on today. And we're going to talk about competition versus competition.
Ooh.
Right. And so oftentimes in this business or just in general in ministry, in different types of avenues that people may walk in, we always hear about who is your competition, who are you competing against. And so we want to talk about that because we think differently when it comes down to competition. At least I do anyway.
Most definitely.
and so we want to help y'all out just to hear what we got to say about competition and how do we feel about it. And so again, Darnell, I'll let you start out first about competition. What is competition to you?
Competition is basically when two or more entities or persons, however you want to say it, are competing for a reward or some type of accolade or something. You know, so that's what competition is to me.
That's the definition of it anyway.
Yeah, most definitely. That's all I got to say on that. But in this business, sometimes people will try to create competition with you or with other businesses, or you're in competition with it's sad to say, you're in competition with another church.
Right.
So a lot of times people outside will try to create competition.
Right.
And really, that's not so,
Well, I would say this right here. When I first got started in the insurance industry and I began to start our business, so many people would say, oh, you're competing against this person, or your business is competition with that person, or that group, and you know what? For a long time, I started thinking that. I started thinking that they were my competition, and so I had to make sure that I will always be on top of my competition. But from that, I was failing terribly at it.
Bad.
Because it's like I'm competing against what my people or my peers or my clients are telling me who I'm competing against. But when I realized that my true competition is myself.
Definitely.
Because when you're walking in your own lane, when you're doing what God has for you to do, we're only competing to get better.
Exactly.
And so I think about people, we're always in competition all the time. You got the NBA, you got the NFLs, you got a competition at school and go forward. And I know at the end, we win a prize as being first or being the best. But my thing is, if you're putting forth your best effort at all times, no matter what people may level you at or may judge you at, you're always getting better.
Exactly. I think especially with being in the insurance business and you can talk on that and I could talk on the church. I think one of the, is when people come up to say, hey, you're in competition with XYZ or ABC company or this person or that person. And it's like you said, when in reality, we're in competition with ourselves, because the person who I wake up and see every morning, I have to deal with that person. So if I did X amount of dollars that year, well, guess what? Next year, I have to do more or the same. I want to do better. So I'm in competition with myself. I have to beat myself. I have to motivate myself. A lot of times I tell people, I say, so-and-so don't pay my bills. If so-and-so paid my bills, I would be worried about that. But Darnell Jackson and Letitia Jackson, we're responsible for our bills. So that's my competitive edge. We're responsible for our children. So that's my competitive edge. So each and every day, I have to look in the mirror and say, hey, you got to get better, Right. You got to go beyond where you're at and you got to move on, So that's the thing. And people, they try to put you in this box and, sell that. And it's like, hey, man, I'm not in competition. I'm not in competition with no one.
So I feel like this. When you're competing with other people, then you're not walking in your purpose.
Exactly.
You're not truly walking the purpose that God has for you to do, because you're looking over the fence, seeing what they're doing, seeing how you can become better than them, and it will deviate you from what God has to pass for you to go down. And so early on in my business, I learned that, because it's like it gave me anxiety, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to be top notch, trying to be all these things that I'm not. I'm just gleaming from afar because that looks good to me, right? Yes. It looks good to the crowd. People are loving everything about it. And I lost myself because I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up syndrome. I felt as if I was so behind everything all the time.
Definitely.
But then when I would say you and I actually got on the same page, we talked about the purpose, what God has for us and what He wanted us to do. And we got on the same page and we said, okay, this is what sits before us. Let's focus on what God has put before us and focus on that. Definitely. And that's when things became so much better.
Yeah, because now the picture and the vision is clear.
Exactly.
And when the picture and the vision is clear, you can see kind of where you're going.
Right.
You don't wake up in the morning and you worry like, oh, I wonder what this individual is doing. Now it's like you wake up in the morning, okay, this is what I have to do.
Right.
And when you get that within yourself and you get that within your mind and you grasp hold to it,
right,
you can walk in, as you say, you can walk in what you're meant to walk into.
Like you always say, you have McDonald's.
That's right.
You got Wendy's. You got Burger King. You got Hardy. They all on the same strip. They all serve burgers, right?
All serve burgers.
But they all got their own way how they serve burgers. They got their own taste. They got their own brand. They got what's unique about them. So those, I would say people in the industry, the food industry, they have developed what is important, and they have identified who they are, and they're walking in their purpose. We already know what McDonald's stand for. We know what Hardy stand for. Burger King. We already know what they stand for. And as people, as clients, as patients, whatever they is, they pick and choose what direction, what burger they want to eat today.
Exactly.
Because they know what you stand for. They know when they come to see Darnell Jackson or Tisha Jackson, they know what they're going to get.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
No, echoes on that. I mean, you don't see the McDonald's worker and the Burger King worker having a standoff in the middle of the parking lot talking about, yeah, our burgers is better. And, it ain't about all that. You don't see, for some of you here in Tupelo, you don't, some of us, I prefer go to the Walmart on 6. Someone likes to go to the Walmart at Barnes Carlson, right?
Right.
That's your thing. So you don't hear all that. Only is when you're in this business that people create competition. And I understand you have to have something to give you some type of edge, but the thing is, when you're in this business, you got to understand we're all in just this one big pond where it's plenty of fish, plenty of fish, as they say, in the sea. You can get as much as you want. You can get connections with who you want.
Right.
There is no, I tell people there is no limits to being in the insurance business. You can grow whichever scale. We know people that have established real estate companies. They have established other businesses. They've done other things by being in the insurance business. So for me, once again, the competition is myself.
It's yourself.
It's how far do I want to go within this business.
Right. So another thing too I was thinking about is this. It's a different when you are inspired by somebody, right?
Yes.
You see what they're doing and you are inspired about what they're doing to where it encourages you to want to move forward. For example, you may say, I always wanted to do that. And that person is killing it. They're doing an awesome job. They have inspired me to want to get into this industry. For example, real estate, these realtors. So many new realtors coming on every day. And they're coming on the industry every day. And so they're seeing what you're doing and they are inspired for it and they're coming on board as well.
Exactly.
And so my thing is, once you become inspired, do not make that person your competitor. How are you once inspired by someone, now all of a sudden I'm competing against that person? They didn't want to inspire you to get in the business to get go.
Exactly.
So it's like, we got to quit trying to make this competitive edge of, I got to be better than Joe or Amy or whoever that person is and say, hey, I'm going to do the best that I can do.
That's
and
right.
then watch God take you to the levels to where he want to take you to.
Exactly.
And be content and be thankful for wherever God is taking you to, because everybody has a different level in life and in your career where God want to take you. Everybody have a different journey.
That's right. It's everybody has a different walk.
Right.
I don't believe that nobody has the same walk in this business. Even transferring over into the church where people, they would try to create competition with churches, and I'm like, we're all in the body of Christ. We all our goal is to get to where Jesus is, go to heaven. So if anything, we're all wanting to go to get to the same level and get to the same prize. So, and that's the thing of just being successful. I mean, if you find yourself waking up thinking that you have to compete with an individual or you have to compete with a different company to drive you, then your motives are wrong. Because if that individual fails, if that company fails, and your emotions and your all your intellect was in that individual, in that company, when they go down, where's your drive at? Right. So your drive has to be within. Your drive has to be, hey, in the morning, Darnell, let's go. Letitia, let's go. When I look in the mirror, guess what, Darnell, guess what? Last year you done this, I gotta do this. Yesterday you done this, I gotta do this. Yesterday this happened, I gotta go on further. So that's where your drive and your motive has to be.
So where do we start then? Where do we start when it comes down to bettering yourself, when it comes down to becoming a better person than you was yesterday, to come down to how to make the more sales than you made the year before, or the more money that you made the year before, become the best singer in church you want to become, or the best pastor for your people in church, or the best business owner you can be? Where does that competitive drive come from?
Well, I think the competitive drive comes within. You have to evaluate you. As they say, they used to sing the old song, sweep around your own front door instead of trying to sweep around mine. Yeah, I know that. That's just an old song. But what I'm saying is, you have to evaluate where you are. You have to take inventory of your own life and say, hey, okay, what does Darnell want to do? Set goals for Darnell. You have to set goals for Letitia. You have to set goals if you are a pastor or you in some type of ministry. You have to set goals, for yourself and for the church, and you have to push towards those goals. It has to start within yourself.
You're right about that. And don't let people, again, I'm picking back off what you said earlier, put you in the box of making you think that you have to compete with the next man.
Exactly.
That's where you truly mess up at. When you're trying to compete with the next thing that's before you. You have to find a way for you to become better. If that's reading books, if that listening to positive podcasts, they're going to church, getting mentored by your pastor, someone in church, getting around a positive group of people, getting around people that you want to be like at some point.
Exactly.
Those are the steps you have to take in order for you to find out what's the road you're supposed to take.
Exactly.
Again, I cannot stress enough, and I got to say it again because I don't think I was clear enough when I said, when I got in this business, so many people came at me and made me to believe that I was competition.
Wow.
With everybody in my industry.
And it's sad.
And not even only that, some people in the same industry taught other people that we were competition as well.
Yes.
And it's like, you know what? When you hear those things, you're competing against this person or competing against that person. When I say anxiety began to grow on me, it began to grow on me. It became very stressful because every time you looked up, it was like it's always something going on.
Exactly.
It's always, I'm better than the next person. It's always this or that. And just it's not healthy at all.
It's not healthy. It's not good mentally.
No.
And it's not good physically. It's not good emotionally. And this is somewhat of you know, a sad thing to say. Typically, when we have black entrepreneurs, and we have black business owners, for some reason, I don't know why, we are all in competition with one another.
We can't support one another.
We can't support one another. We can't be happy for one another. Not saying all of them is like that. We've had support out of a lot of minority business owners, but I will definitely, please excuse me if you feel like I'm putting you all in that same category or same box. But you know, we gotta be in competition with one another, and I don't understand that. I mean, you know, and I had a person actually come to me and say, well, hey, so you are in competition with this person, that person, and these. I'm like, I'm not in competition. What do you mean? Are we gonna get a prize at this?
Exactly.
Do I get $1 million or 100,000, or do I get, you know, what do I get for the competition that I'm in? Am I going to get a certain accolade, or you know what? I mean, what am I going to get? Because if that's the case, if I'm looking for an accolade, or if I'm looking for a prize, then it's checkmate. I'm just being honest. It's checkmate, because that I've already gotten that. So, you know, why would people try to do that? But that's what we have to deal with.
We do. And
it shouldn't be that way, you know. So, again, when people come to you and try to tell you, oh, you're trying to be like them, you know, we don't say nothing about we got probably, I don't know, more than 10, 15, 20 people that cook barbecue in Tupelo.
Right.
And we don't, man, they trying to be like so-and-so.
No.
I mean, you know, how many McDonald's we have here in Tupelo? You know, so I don't understand the concept of the competition. At the end of the day, I tell people this. It's just about who you want to do business with.
That's right.
If you feel comfortable doing business with this group or this individual, and that's who you trust, and that's who gives you the most value for what you want, that's fine. And in the same way as in the church. You know, if God led you to this particular church.
Come on, Pastor.
If God led you there, now you say, I feel my pastor coming
Come on, Pastor.
You said God led you here, right? So if you said God led you there, then, you know, go there and be in that church. And if you're a pastor and you said you're going to pastor that person, then pastor that person. And don't try to pastor all the other people that's in other churches.
Right.
Be that person's pastor. And, you know, a lot of things we can stop if we just speak up.
You're right about, I was thinking about a few things. I recall some time ago, we had so many different people come in here, salespeople into the industry, and we're saying, hey, you know, once you do this for your business, so-and-so is doing it too. Or guess what so-and-so is doing? It's like, it got to a point I was like, listen, I don't care what XYZ is doing. Matter of fact, I don't want to hear about what XYZ is doing ever again. I want you to come in here and ask me, what do I want to do? Exactly. Or be sure that what Jackson Insurance Group is going to do versus what the next person. And you know what? After so long, we got the respect. We got that respect.
Exactly.
Because people were trying to, let me tell you, people were trying to size you up just to see what you would do.
Exactly.
Just to see what you would do or what you would say. But don't you know that when you speak out, you cannot take back what you said. You cannot take nothing back what you said. And you always know when it's negative stuff, it gets out real quick, right? So you got to be careful how you speak on things and people. It's nothing wrong with saying, I feel like I'm the best, right? But I'm the best that I can be. Exactly. But I would never say I'm the best at overall, because that's my opinion. That's my own opinion of how I feel. But if I'm working towards my best, then I am the best. And we don't go around telling people, oh, we the best in town. Come see us. We're number one. We're number one in our own space because we're creating a number one space. You get what I'm saying? We're creating an atmosphere to become here. But I would never size myself up to what the next person is doing.
Definitely.
Never do that. I would never do that. And so, people, I'm telling you, if you are in a business, looking to do something, or even in your own workspace, quit looking what other people are doing and trying to compete with them. So many times we get so caught up into what they're doing, we missing our boat. We're missing how we're supposed to be operating. We're missing our opportunity to be our best because we're so jealous-hearted, or we're so just not happy for the next person. If a person is doing good, clap for them. Celebrate them.
Most definitely.
Because guess what? When it's your time, you also want to be celebrated as well. So we can celebrate together and be one together. Y'all, we could be a better place. We can be a better place. Every corner, you got a drugstore on every corner. You got a Dollar General on every corner. Yeah. Insurance agency on every corner. But guess what? They're all standing stronger in the business with one another.
Exactly.
So that's what it's all about. Building a strong empire. Being the best that you can be. Trying to find the right people that will fit your circle so you can continue to thrive in the spirit of excellence. To me, being better is working in the spirit of excellence, having the integrity that you're supposed to have and carry out through your life, through your business, through your ministry. Quit saying that person is better than me. Oh, they sound better than me. They talk better than me. They look better than me. Listen, God created you for you to be for who you are, so you be your best person. We all have our own unique quality. We have our own unique quality that God gave us to operate in.
Definitely.
So quit saying what you're not and thank God for what you are and be your best in that area. And if that person is good at something, I guarantee you this, it wasn't overnight. Keep practicing, keep working towards the spirit of excellence. And then guess what? Now your biggest competition is you, because you're going to look back and say, last year, man, I come a long way. Last year, I barely scratched the surface. Now we're up to here. How did we get to this level? Yeah. Because you was better and better and better every day. Every time you failed, you instead of you crying about it, instead of you pouting about it, you said, okay, this is something that we got to fix in order to move forward, in order to grow. And so we just have to just remember that.
Definitely.
Don't get so caught up in, don't get caught up, y'all.
It's really negative talk.
It is.
It's just negative talk. And you have to stay away from that. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to create an atmosphere of negative energy.
Right.
You want to be positive. You know, there are people who, I won't call names, who have been very, as we say, very instrumental in the growth of Jackson Insurance Group and in the growth of New Life Apostolic Church.
Yes.
And we thank everyone. We thank those people, and they know who they are, who poured into us, poured into me, and helped me get to this, help us get to this certain level. And I have a certain level of gratitude for those people. But at the same time, I'm not going to turn around and say, hey, well, I'm in competition with them. The people that held me, the people that I'm in competition with them. I mean, to me, it's kind of like a slap in the face. And we all got to remember, where we come from. We ought to remember, we weren't always at this level.
Exactly.
I wasn't at this level. So, you have to continue to stay humble, and you just have to continue to be willing to grow and to know that at the end of the day, your competitor is that person when you get up in the morning, you go do you start your daily activity, and you can, I'm telling you this, you can see them every day.
Right.
Just go to the mirror.
Right.
You can meet your competitor. You can meet who you're in competition. Just look in the mirror every day, and you will see, man, that's the person who I'm in competition with. Because, hey, as we say, some of us, we on this weight loss journey and things of that nature. We got people that can support us, but at the end of the day, you the one got to be able to put in the hard work. So you can look over and see somebody else working out, somebody else grinding. They got the muscles, they got abs, and what I'm saying, Oh, I'm in competition with him. Come on, but you just stay in your lane, and eventually, where they are, you'll get there. Right. You'll get there. So that's my spiel. I'm not a psychologist.
Listen, I was thinking about something. You were saying, like, I'm going to use the example of a person working out and they got the muscles, and you just not getting started in the gym. Exactly. Right? And you're like, oh, wow, I want to get like that person. So you start competing with what they're doing. Instead of competing, why don't you go join them?
Go join them.
Go join that person. That way they can help you and keep you motivated, keep you accountable, keep you inspired to get to that level. Don't you know when that person is helping you, you're helping them too? Because now they're like, okay, they want my help. So now I'm competing with myself to be better so I can help the next person compete with themselves to get better. If we all can do that together, we can compete together as being the best we can be and come together collectively, we can bring so many more people up.
Exactly.
We can bring them up. It's like a crab and bucket mentality.
Definitely.
Everybody trying to crawl to the top, but you're bringing the person down because you're talking about them. You're spreading rumors about them. You're frowning up on them. You think you're better than that next person. Nobody wins at this point. Nobody wins at this point. So it goes to show that we have to change the way we think about things. And so in order to make yourself a better person, competing with yourself, it starts with you on the inside. How can you make yourself better?
Yes.
How can I be a better person?
Do something with
How
yourself.
can I think differently than I've been thinking yesterday? How can I change my ways of doing things? How can I, you know what? Yesterday, I was able to walk 10 minutes. Tomorrow, how can I do 15 minutes of walking, right? What is it going to take, that extra push? What is the encouragement that you got to have to get to that next level, to be better and to get better and to get better? Remember the last one I said, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
One step at a time. One decision at a time. Hey, 1 minute at a time. If you got to take it that slow, but it don't matter because you're moving forward. You're moving forward continuously. And then you will be surprised how much progress that you have made.
Exactly.
And you're going to look back and you're going to say, oh my God, I'm not the person I used to be. Oh my God. I have went from 0 to 10. And people are going to say, oh my God, Darnell, man, you have changed. What have you done? Because last year you was here. This year you on this level. What did you do?
What did you do?
But you know what? The thing is, though, people don't ask those questions. I said, oh, he think he better than everybody else now.
Better.
Or they think he got it going on now. And really, he is trying to be better for himself.
I'm just trying to help.
But we frown up on him and think, oh, man, you know, no, quit doing that to yourself because you miss out on your blessing because you failed to go ask the question. You failed to go and support because we're stuck in ourselves because this society has put a label on us as everything is competition.
Yeah. If I forget one more person say you're in competition, I'll probably just scream right in their face. Ah, get away!
That is so true.
Yeah, but you know, echoes once again to what you were saying. We just got to do better. You know, we gotta watch. I would like to say we gotta watch the enemy.
Yes,
we gotta watch the enemy try to create division. You know, every year, around Thanksgiving, Christmas, you have various of churches doing all types of things. But wouldn't it be something if all these churches came together and done one big thing? You know, and a lot of times we, you know, well, I want my own. I want to do it this way. And, you know, this is how we do it. Or wouldn't it be if you got with another church and said, well, you know what, hey, we just gonna come support you, and you know we ain't got to be out in front. We can just bag you up. That's what it's all about. You know, wouldn't it be good if you know if all the insurance companies in Tupelo
it would be awesome
came together and done something to say, you know what,
it would be awesome.
There's no big eyes. There's no, you know, as they say, big eyes, little U's. You know, we even gonna humble ourselves and we just gonna all we all gonna wear the same shirts. And we just gonna work and help and be an asset to the community. But a lot of times, you know, you want to stand out, and there's nothing wrong with that. I understand you want people to know who you are, but we have got to stop letting people put us against one another.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
You know, especially in the business world, but especially in the church. If we all are Christians, as we say, and the Bible talks about, you know, loving one another, and it talks about how that the world will know how the love that we have one for another. So competition is good if you're in the basketball world, you know, football world. There's nothing wrong with that, but in certain entities, in certain things, it's really, as I would say, a none effect, you know. So.
Speaking of that, I'm thinking about friendly competition. Nothing wrong with friendly competition because we all have goals, right? We have a goal we're trying to meet. So I'm competing with you to see who hit our goal first.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when it's friendly competition, you're still there and you're still supporting one another through that process.
Yeah.
You're not left alone in the process. Now, you talk about football and basketball, it's competition there, but when you're NFL, when you're NBA, they get paid regardless. They still get paid regardless. I mean, at the end, they have a bigger prize, right?
Yeah.
In the end, you be your best in insurance. Hey, we get prizes and monetary things, all kinds of things like that. But we're all still getting paid.
Getting paid
For it.
Now,
So,
I don't know about you, but if I didn't get paid in this business, I'd do something else.
oh, Lord Jesus.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. If it wasn't for the pay, you probably would do something else. Let's be honest. So when we talk about competition, like I said, no one pays my bills for me.
That's right.
But now if you want to pay my bills, you are more than happy. Come on, bless me.
Amen.
I will love, please. I will not complain if you want to pay my bills, but you don't. You know, so you're not responsible for taking care of my children.
Mm-hmm.
You're not responsible for helping me get my family through. At the end of the day, it's me. So those are my things that say, hey, I got to get up. I got to do this. I got to go. You know, wife want to have a renewal vow with me. Something like that.
Right.
Wife want a new ring. Woo, gotta go. So, you know, those are the things that give me a competitive edge. I want to be a better pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in school, that's the mindset that I'm having when I'm in class. I want to be more to my congregation. I don't want to just be a hoop and a holler.
Right.
But I want to empower them, you know, through word and through revelation of God's word. So I want to give that to them. So with doing that, I'm in competition because I got to get better. I got to know it. I got to get deeper in it. And when you do that, when you have that kind of mindset, you can be great at something.
All right. Well, I think you have actually ended on a good note there, Pastor.
Did I?
I think you did.
What?
So I'm not sure if we have any comments or questions that anybody wanted us to address.
Please.
But
no questions? No comments?
well, while we're looking through the comments there, I do want to put out there that on September 27th, this Tuesday at 6:30, I am having a free class called Health is Wealth. In this class, you will learn all about your health insurance options, whether you have it through an employer, whether you have it through ACH or for health care, if you got private health insurance, to get all your questions answered, to understand your insurance, to make sure that you are covering all your gaps in insurance. A lot of insurance agents ask about can they come. Yes, it's open to all. So if you are a person who got questions about your health insurance, please come. Or if you're an agent and want to learn more about health insurance, how to package, please come. It is for all. Again, it is free. But not only that, I do have a special guest that will be attending with me as well, who will also tell you how is the proper way of filing your taxes with your health insurance.
What? Uh-oh.
Yes. So not only will you hear about how to package together to make sure that all your gaps are covered, to make sure that your family is covered, you will have someone there telling you the do's and don'ts and what you can and cannot file on your taxes when it comes down to your health insurance. So you do not want to miss this event. Again, it's at September 27th at 6:30 p.m. at the Renaissance Center for Ideas. The link is listed. So please go ahead and register. Seats are limited, but it's going to be a great educational event.
Power.
Not only that, we do have our merch. As you see here, I do have one of my shirts on. It's a Self-Made CEO. As you see here, the figures are there. And so that's what it's all about as well. I do try to help and empower people who wants to get in business, who, especially insurance industry, on how you can become a CEO of your own life while also making the type of income that you can make here. So my link is also there. Go on there. You can register. You can purchase these shirts and we can get those out to you. That's www.letitia-jackson.com. So please go there and get you some merchandise. And make sure you go like and follow us. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. Letitia.Jackson, Jackson. Again, Jackson. No, there's no O in my name. Unfortunately, it was taken, but hey, go and follow us there. We're also on YouTube. So go please over there and like. I know you heard tonight, but go like it so we can grow our followers there, because here soon we'll have more information that might not be on our live on the YouTube that you do not want to miss at all. All right, see if we have any questions before we end.
Any questions?
Okay, so I hope this here was a very fun session with you. I hope you was able to learn something you can apply back to your life. If anything I can tell you is become a better person. Compete against yourself about being a better person each and every day. Remember, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. What does that mean is do it for you.
Do it for you.
Don't be in a hurry for others. Do it for you. Become the better person you can be. And you'll look back over your life and you will see how far you come. Quit allowing people to put you in a box thinking you have to get ahead to step on top of the next person in front of you or beside you. Form you a group of people that who can influence you. You can influence them, who can support you through your growth. And if you feel like you're not around a group with people, find the right people. Hey, if you want to talk, we're here. We'd love to talk to you.
That's right.
Okay? So remember, you all are my healthy loves, and y'all have a great day. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.